All right, how's it going, guys? So real quick analysis, really quick, like 3 minutes tops. So I wanted to talk about two things. Three things. One, bullish divergence on the MFI. Two, the three-day time chart on the MACD, long term, and what happens when we cross this. And three, the neckline breakouts in relation to the time zones, which I'll start off with first. So the one thing that I haven't seen AMC YouTubers been doing is technical analysis with the Fibonacci time zones. In respects to the Fibonacci levels, there's also the time zone ranges allotted for the levels to be reached, which does make sense as to why some of the fractal guys who have been trying to predict the movements haven't been able to get it to a T, because we're abiding by the Fibonacci sequence of timing itself. With Fibonacci, there's a certain sequence that plays out where you'll have 0, 1, 2, then 3, then 5, 8, 13, 21, which creates our time zone brackets. On these lines is the summation between the brackets before and after of it, except on the 0, which just continues out to be whatever the 1 bracket was. So for example, for the first 3 brackets should all remain the same, and then past the 3rd bracket, you'll have the summation of these two, which would be the 1 bracket and the 2 bracket equaling the 3 bracket. So this would be 5 days, 5 days, 5 days. Then you take the sum of these 2 days, it equals 10 days. Then you take the sum of these two ranges, and then you get 15 days. Then you take the sum of these 2 ranges, and then you should get 25. And then you take the sum of these 2 ranges, and then you'll get 40, right? So that's basically how it works. And then within the 13 to 21 brackets is known to be the most bullish zone. The ranges don't technically tell you like when you're going to see tops. It's just more so when you can see reversals. As you can see, you kind of like see trend reversals coming here and there in between the brackets, and it's been following kind of to a T. So where does that lead us? Well, judging by the same applied time zones right here, and if you apply to the leg up that we had over here, the reason why the days have been off is because your input value for the amount of days you start off with, off the swing low to the swing high, matters on the sequencing out. So because we started with 5 days and our 13 to 21 ended in 40 days, this 7-day input results in a 56-day 13 to 21. So you're going to see the fractal play out, and that's why people have been saying the fractal is delayed. The fractal is delayed. So you heard it here first. All right. Actually, I'm going to change this to my YouTube. So according to this, if I am correct, we should be able to see all-time highs coming the week of the 22nd. Hopefully, November 22nd. And that's the range that I'm seeing before the all-time highs. Or we could see the moon November 22nd to the 26th, and then we'll start to see a distribution schematic play out from November 29th to December 17th. So you can pause it right here if you wanted to read this right here. And then I'll show you guys another thing. So remember how I said there was 3 trend breaks? So you had one right here, inverse head and shoulders test, neckline up, above to the next inverse head and shoulders neckline test, but we didn't have earnings or this Elon Musk catalyst that's driving down the market and all that stuff, so we didn't have to retest the neckline, and it was pretty bullish heading into it. A lot of people bought in when it was cheap. Then you had our final break, tested the neckline off the open, and then we closed above it on a day candle, so that's really good. And then after that we just moved. Oops. We have a similar setup here. Break the neckline of the first one, came back and tested it, rode it for a little bit, break the neckline, test and ride, and then the same thing coming right here, which I predict will come sometime next week. Hopefully we could close above this neckline by sometime next week. That was prime us for a run-up coming the week of the 22nd. Last thing, the 3-day chart for the AMC has shown a bullish divergence off the MFI. Shout out to Jen Collado for referring me to this indicator. The money flow in wants there to be bullish movement in the chart. However, we have an inverted candle signifying red, which means that there's a divergence. So in other words, usually where the money flow goes, that's where the next candles goes historically. You can see something similar right here off of the break. Then we had a move up off of the reversal. These are 3-day candles, so they hold more weight than a day candle, a 4-hour candle, and all that stuff. So once you reverse off of this trend, I'm hoping to expect sometime next week, hopefully midweek, that we could be somewhere above this neckline. And then off the close of the 3-day, off the close on Monday, the 22nd, we should be hovering somewhere above this neckline, and hopefully retesting all-time highs the week of the 22nd. And I'm still very firm on that, especially because I drew this wrong. Oh, you know, it's because I'm on the 3-day. My bad. So the white box looks all weird. Yeah, sorry about that. Don't pay attention to the time zones right here because they're not drawn correctly because I changed the time frame. But yeah, so yeah, the chart got all wonked out because this is the 3-day. I changed it to the 3-day time frame. The daytime time frame is where I'm abiding by the time zones. So hopefully that makes sense. And the very last thing I wanted to show was this MACD indicator. The last time we looked like this, basically since January, when we had our run up in January going into March, and we did a double take, and then once we crossed over, we went into the next leg of our squeeze. Same thing right here, crossed over, did a double take, and I'm hoping a crossover is to come soon. And this is on the 3-day chart. It's all lining up for the week of the 22nd to at least break above to see a significant run come the week of the 22nd. I'm not telling you to buy option. I'm not saying any of that. I'm just saying my predictions based off of time. That's all I have for you guys today. So hopefully that made sense. Appreciate it.